This presentation will teach you how to protect your assets and your identity. My name is Emily, and I am a staff attorney with Contra Costa Senior Legal Services. Contra Costa Senior Legal Services provides free legal services to seniors in Contra Costa County who are age 60 and over. We handle eviction defense, elder abuse, consumer protection, and debt issues, and we help with planning documents such as advanced healthcare directives and power of attorney documents. We are going to talk about three big topics: scams, fraud, and identity theft. These are similar in that they all involve people trying to cheat you and take money from you, but they have different consequences and remedies. We will discuss whether you want to protect yourself from scams, how scams are different from fraud, and why you should worry about identity theft. Scams are very common, and unfortunately, there are generally few remedies available. Oftentimes, the wrongdoer cannot be identified, and the money, generally sent to the scammer in cash or via wire transfer, often cannot be traced. Furthermore, there is often no one to sue. Scams are highly underreported and are probably more common than fraud or identity theft, but sadly are the ones for which we have the fewest remedies. I'm sure many of you have already heard of different scams. Some of the most common scams right now include people promoting fake cures or personal protective equipment. This has become common during the COVID-19 pandemic. Other recent scams tied to the pandemic include people or entities offering to help you with your stimulus payment, and people sending text messages or calling you to say that you are infected with the coronavirus. Other common scams include the offering of free gift cards from a recognizable entity such as Amazon, persons pretending to represent PG&E, threatening to cut off your service and demanding gift cards, and fake charity scams. Additional scams include funeral and cemetery scams, in which someone calls you to say that a deceased person had unpaid debts and unnecessary funeral costs. Fraudulent anti-aging product scams, also known as the Botox scam, which involve ineffectual anti-aging products. Many scams involve email or a person's computer and tech support, or people calling and pretending to be from the Social Security Administration or the IRS. Other scams can involve internet fraud with fake IRS notifications or computer virus scams. There are investment scheme scams, such as pyramid schemes or the Nigerian prince scam, and homeowner and reverse mortgage scams, which involve someone pretending to be a county assessor. Other common scams include sweepstakes and lottery scams. These often involve someone trying to get your bank account number and taking fees out for the winnings. There is the grandparent scam, in which you receive a call from your grandchild claiming to be in trouble. These scammers may have or may request incriminating information from you, demand payments, and may have your old passwords and other confidential information. Scammers may have your confidential information. Do not respond to a scammer just because they know your old passwords, have your browsing history, or they know details about you or your family. This does not indicate that the person is trustworthy. Signs of a scam are that the person asks you to keep it a secret from anyone else, asks you to send money via wire transfer, MoneyPat cards, iTunes gift cards, Visa gift cards, or any other gift card. Someone pressures you to make the deal right then and there. The person asks you to confirm your social security number or other private information. The person threatens that you will be sued or go to jail if you do not comply, or a situation in which you have to pay money to get money. The good news is that you can protect yourself from scams. You should review monthly bank and credit card statements. Do not open email messages, attachments, or click on links from unknown individuals or email addresses. You should look at email addresses closely and take note of small changes to the email address because these small changes can indicate that a scammer is at work. You can often spot a scam by misspellings in the email address, suspicious email addresses, minor changes to names to trick you. In addition, you should be aware of spoofing, which is when someone calls you with fake caller ID. When you transfer money, you should always use a number that you know and are familiar with. Do not use numbers that you see in email requests. In addition, do not sign anything without reviewing it first, and always shred personal documents. Do not give out personal information over the phone or over the internet unless you made the call to a known number. Medicare and health insurance scams can be conducted in a variety of ways. Usually, a healthcare provider is seeking to provide some form of medical care, such as the provision of durable medical equipment or ambulance rides. Advertisements prompt individuals to obtain equipment, such as a scooter, without any cost to themselves. There is little or no medical evaluation for these services. Once the scammers have the victim's Medicare card or insurance information, along with their personal identity information, they use this information to file other claims. You should question bills or notices for services that you do not understand. You can report providers and companies that have suspicious billing practices. Never give your Social Security number, Medicare, or Medi-Cal number to unauthorized providers or anyone offering free healthcare services or equipment. And remember, every time you report a scam, you help stop the scammers. So always report. It is very important to remember to go slow and think things through before you act. Once your money is gone, you can't get it back. Now, we are going to talk about fraud. Fraud is different from scams in that with fraud, you can identify the wrongdoer, which is often a person or a business. There generally are assets to pay, and there may be remedies available. Fraud can be civil or criminal. Examples of fraud include a rug shampooing company that offers to clean carpets for $200 but charges $2,000, or someone who sells you a car that has been in an accident and doesn't tell you. Now, we are going to go over common fraud schemes. First are financial certifications that have no real meaning, but are used to engage older adults into allowing these so-called financial planners, and advisors to handle their finances. Home repair scams, where the scammers claim you must have a repair done and you must pay all or most of the cost up front. Sometimes these scammers will just walk away with your money. Some scammers will start the work and do a slipshod job and make things worse. Lastly, the Hero PACE program, which allows loans based on home equity. You will face foreclosure if you cannot pay these loans off. Many companies promise to help you get out of debt quick with negotiation or consolidation. Be cautious. These companies charge a fee for their services and often encourage you to stop making any payments on your debts, which could put you into collections, devastate your credit score, and result in judgments against you. The negotiating they do is something you can do yourself. Creditors will work with you. Debt consolidation might not get you a better deal at all. If you're unsure, ask an attorney or financial advisor to help. There are other things to keep in mind to protect yourself. You should get multiple bids for jobs from established businesses. If the deal is too good to be true, it may very well be a scam. Be suspicious if someone comes to your door or calls you with an offer to do a home improvement. Do your homework. Obtain the contractor's license number and contact the contractor's state license board, Better Business Bureau, or Chamber of Commerce to verify if the person is licensed and reputable. Only do business with those who are local and insist on and check out referrals. Here are additional strategies to protect yourself. Don't rush. Beware. Rarely is there a good reason for an offer that is good for today only. Don't accept work from an unlicensed contractor. Don't allow work to be done without a contract that specifies materials used, a completion date, and fair payment schedule that pays for work as completed. Don't pay a down payment before work begins that exceeds $1,000 or 10% of the contract price, whichever is less. And I can't emphasize enough that you should go slow, because if you lose money to scammers, it is almost always impossible to get that money back. Let's move on and talk about identity theft. Identity theft is where someone uses your personal identifying information without your authorization and with no benefit to you. There are a number of risks that come from having your identity stolen. The hacking of your personal information, such as your social security number, name, address, and birth date, and using this data to open credit accounts can lead to unpaid credit charges, damaged credit report, debt collection lawsuits, wages and bank accounts being garnished, fraudulent transactions in current accounts, and fraudulent tax returns, seeking a large refund and directing the refund to the thief. Other ways you can protect yourself include storing personal information in a safe place, create complex passwords, review your credit report at least once a year to be sure that it does not include accounts that you have not opened. You can order your credit report for free from annualcreditreport.com. Protect your social security number. Don't carry your Social Security card in your wallet or write your number on your checks. Only give out your Social Security number when necessary. Open a My Security account with the Social Security Administration to make sure that no one else has opened an account in your name. If your identity is stolen, there are actions you can take. First, you should report the identity theft to law enforcement. You should also report this to your creditor and to credit reporting agencies. Lastly, you should get the impacts of identity theft removed from your credit history. Next, I'm going to share some resources for seniors in Contra Costa County. The Contra Costa Elder Abuse Prevention Project has a number of partners who may be able to help you with scams, fraud, or identity theft. These include the Family Justice Center, Contra Costa Senior Legal Services, the District Attorney, STAND, Adult Protective Services, Contra Costa Behavioral Health, Senior Peer Counseling, Ombudsman Services of Contra Costa, and Meals on Wheels Diablo Region. If you are unsure about whether something is a scam, contact me so we can talk about it before you take any action. My phone number is 925-609-7900. Here are the takeaways from this presentation. You should be able to identify 3 types of behavior: scams, fraud, and identity theft, and the remedies for each one. You should also know how to protect yourself against scams, fraud, and identity theft by not giving out personal information, checking out a business to make sure they are legitimate, and monitoring your credit report. And finally, I will say this one more time. Go slow, because once the money is gone, you can't get it back. If you have questions, you should call Contra Costa Senior Legal Services at 925-609-7900. We are happy to help you.